So I just got back from the Apple Store and I thought it would be a great idea to show you guys the 5 accessories that I'm using to turn my apartment into a smart apartment. So the first thing that we're going to start off with is the HomePod Mini. I went with the HomePod Mini over the larger HomePod mainly because of the small size factor. You can put these all around the house. It comes in at just $99, which makes it a little bit more affordable than the HomePod that's $300. So for that same price, you can buy 3 of these and have them all around the apartment, which I think is the better way to go. This isn't an unboxing, mainly because you guys already know what's inside, but I think what's more useful is showing you guys how I'm using it to make my apartment a smart apartment. So for this, I'm gonna mainly use it as a hub, and this would allow me to connect to my different accessories even when I'm away from the house. Currently now, I can only connect to these accessories locally, but with built-in Matter and Thread and all that good stuff, I will be able to access my accessories when I'm on the go, which is a big plus for me. So that's really how I'm gonna be using the HomePod Mini. I really don't see myself using it as a speaker per se. That's another reason why I can't justify the larger one that comes in at $300. Obviously you can use it as a speaker if you would like, but I'll be using it mainly for the hub. The other item that I picked up is the Apple TV 4K with Wi-Fi. I went with the Wi-Fi edition. I've had an Apple TV when they first came out a couple years ago. I haven't used it, so I'm interested in this 3rd generation Apple TV 4K. It comes in at 64 gigabytes. I like the fact that it has the built-in Find My for the remote. I'm always losing that. I also think it would be good to be able to control my TV with Siri. I can also use my AirPods when I want to, let's say, listen to my favorite show without disturbing anyone else. So these are the first 2 items that I think will turn turn an apartment into a smart apartment. So I'll go ahead and get these set up, and then I'll show you guys what other accessories I'm using to turn my apartment into a smart apartment. So it's a new day. Previously, I mentioned that I went to the Apple Store and I picked up the HomePod Mini in white, as well as the Apple 4K TV. Since then, I've set both of these things up, and it's been exactly what I've been looking for. The HomePod, I'm able to play music around the house, and surprisingly, I thought I wasn't gonna use it as a speaker, but I've been doing just that. So much so that I actually went back and I picked up another one. This one is in orange. I think having multiple HomePods is essential because you're able to sync them together and play music around the house. So for example, if I'm in my living room, I can start, the music there. I can hear it. It sounds really nice. But as I move throughout the home, I don't have to pause the song. I can hear it also playing in another room, which is beautiful. Another feature that has been getting my attention a lot lately is the intercom. So I can be out, someone is home, and I can say, hey, what's for dinner? And it will translate that over into at the house as if, I was there. It's also good if you have a larger space and you're trying to get folks' attention, you're able to use that intercom system. So I've been loving those 2 features. So thought I would mention HomePod is definitely a go, as well as the Apple 4K TV. So back to what we were discussing. So we're talking about the 5 gadgets, the 5 things you need to turn your apartment into a smart apartment. So far, we talked about the HomePod. We also talked about the Apple 4K TV. The reason why I think you need an Apple 4K TV, even though you can just be just fine just with the HomePod, is because the Apple TV now becomes sort of like a monitor for your security cameras. Now you can see that who's knocking at the door if you have a smart doorbell set up right on your TV. I also like the other features, such as being able to turn the TV on and off just with my voice, activating Siri. Hey Siri, turn on the TV. Now, obviously, you don't necessarily need the Apple TV because you can use one of the other items that I'm about to show you, which is a smart plug. So the one I'm using is by Tapo, and it's the mini smart Wi-Fi plug. I picked it up on Amazon for about 20 bucks. About 3 comes in the pack, and it's been nice to automate the things that are not easily automatable. What do I mean by that? So let's say, for example, you are a coffee drinker. You need your coffee to survive. Obviously, you might not have a smart coffee maker, but you can plug your coffee machine into one of these smart plugs, and now you're able to do interesting things such as program when you want the coffee to start brewing and things of that nature. Similarly, I bought a bulb from IKEA. It's not a smart bulb at all, or not a smart lamp, I should say. So what I did was I put a smart bulb into it, as well as plugged it. So with the IKEA bulb, I have it plugged into one to turn the light on and off. However, I am in the process of actually swapping that out to the next item that I'm gonna show you, which is a smart bulb. So a smart bulb is essentially what it sounds like. It's a stupid bulb on steroids. So this is the one that I have. I have it here. The reason why it's out and not installed is what I've realized is I have a island that I'm currently sitting at, and I have kitchen lights that sort of like drop and hang over the island, but I don't believe that I guess the voltage, whatever it is, it's not strong enough. So these bulbs, even though they work, I have noticed weird things, such as I'll be laying on the couch and then it would randomly turn on. Or I would activate Siri and tell it to, turn on the light in the kitchen, and it'll do it. And then when I say to turn it off, it'll still be on. Trippy, I know. So I think what it comes down to is just it's not strong enough to really power these devices, or these bulbs, I should say. So I still plan to use this, and so what I'm going to use this one is I'm going to put this one into the IKEA ball, which would make it a smart ball now, and then I'll take out the switch that it's currently plugged into, and then I can use that for something else. I don't really have much other appliances to plug it in. I don't really drink coffee, so I don't have a coffee maker. I thought about plugging my air fryer into it, but I don't know how much of a use case that would be, because unless I put the food in the air fryer beforehand and then trigger it at a certain time, but then it's like I don't really want food sitting in the air fryer, if that makes sense. So anyways, that's beyond the point. The point is, the third item that you need to turn your apartment into a smart apartment is a smart plug. This allows you to turn devices that are not necessarily smart devices into smart devices. So think lamps, think anything that you would plug your outlet in. Just make sure that the device can still be turned on, just by having it plugged in for the best results. So that's number 3. And then number 4 would be a smart bulb. So this would allow you to turn your lamps or your other lights around your house into a smart thing, and then you can control that with your voice. So as you can see here, I don't know if you can see on the box there, let me hold it and focus. So you can control it with an app, you can control it with your voice, set up different scenes and timers, multiple colors, sync it with music, as well as take advantage of the warm and cool feature. So the one I went with was from Linkind. I'll link a couple of the other options that I've looked into as well. I'm a very impatient person, so I went with this one only because I was able to get it the next day, whereas the other ones would have taken 2 to 3 business days. And so I wanted to get my hands on it, go ahead and review it, and so that's why I went ahead with this brand. Don't really see any problem with it. It works just like a light bulb. The only thing to mention is when you're turning your apartment into a smart apartment, you want to make sure that the devices or the different little text things that you're getting has Matter compatibility. What this will allow you to do is, currently I use the HomeKit as my sort of like smart automation system, but you can use an Alexa or you can use a Google Home, but you want to make sure that those different devices that you're using to make your apartment smart is compatible with those different systems. So here you can see that it works with Google Home, it works with Alexa, as well as ADOT, but I don't know what that is. On the back here, it also says Smart Things. Smart Things is interesting. I first came across Smart Things on my stove. I'm able to turn the stove on and off using the app, the app that's compatible with Smart Things. I haven't really messed around with adding it to HomeKit. I don't think I can, only because it does not have that Matter compatibility. And I read somewhere that Samsung was not really in a hurry to make their appliances Matter compatible. What Matter is, it's sort of like a language that different devices speak. So if you speak the same language, you're able to communicate back and forth. But if you don't speak the same language, obviously those won't work. And so what that means is, if you buy a product and it says that it works with Alexa, but it's not Matter compatible, then don't expect to connect it to your HomeKit, because the device just won't show up. So those are the items. So that's number 4. The 5th one is actually behind me. I don't know if you can pick it up there, but it's my thermostat here. It's just a simple one. It's by Honeywell Home. But what it allows me to do, it came standard with the apartment unit. But there's other smart thermostats on the market. So if your complex doesn't have one of this, maybe speak to maintenance and see if you're able to get it swapped out, because that's what I did, right? I had a dumb thermostat, but I knew that smart thermostats was available. So I put in a maintenance request and had them swap it out. And once I did that, it allowed me to set up HomeKit. And ever since then, I've been on this sort of like going down this rabbit hole of finding other things that I can automate around the apartment. So there you have it. Those are the 5 things that I'm using currently to turn my apartment into a smart apartment. I talked about the HomePod Mini. Love these. Pick up as many as you possibly can. You can never go wrong. I talked about the Apple 4K TV. Like, in addition to being able to stream your Netflix, your Hulu, your YouTube, and all that good stuff, it also has some built-in wallpapers, which surprisingly has been really clutch. If you're trying to set a scene, this is the one to get. Like, it has really high quality 4K live wallpapers, which is really nice to come in and just, chill, whether you want to put a fireplace or whatever the case is. So that's there. Another thing that I've noticed with the Apple 4K TV is that the new and upgraded one, which is essentially the ones that they sell now, back in the day, it didn't have FaceTime built into it, but now with these new ones, you can use FaceTime, and so you're able to set your phone up in front of your TV, and you can see mom, pop, whoever you jive with, on your TV, which is really cool. So you don't have to be, on your phone like this. You can sit on the couch. This would be really nice when, let's say, the end of the year is coming up. So we have holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and things like that. You're able to just connect with your family and friends who are near and far as well. In addition to that, you can also do share play, which allows you to watch a movie with said family member who's not physically in your presence. So I can't say enough about the Apple 4K TV, and that's why it's the second thing that should be on your list to turn your apartment into a smart apartment. The third thing I mentioned was the smart plugs. You can never go wrong with any of this, and with this. In fact, I think one year I even gifted a good friend of mine's just a pack of this, because you can never go wrong. You know, I think at the time he was probably like, "You got me a plug for Christmas," but I haven't checked, but I will after this video to see if he still uses that plug, because it's one of those things, like, it's not gonna go out of style. And even today, like, it's even more in demand than, let's say, 5 or 10 years ago. I don't remember how long I got it for him. And then the fourth thing is a smart bulb. Smart bulbs allow you to see, but it allows you to control the different lamps and lighting around your space. You can throw in some RGBs if you're into the different color changes, throw in some strips. And then obviously the fifth one is behind me, which is a thermostat. No particular brand, as long as it's a smart thermostat. You do have your different price points, so it all depends on what you're into. If your apartment doesn't have a smart thermostat, then unfortunately, that's just one of the differences when it comes to owning a home versus renting an apartment, but you can have it on your list. So those are the 5 things to turn your apartment into a smart apartment. There are some notable mentions that I do plan to pick up, so maybe look out for another video on, like, let's say the 10 things that you need. So some of the things that I plan on picking up is, like, let's say they have smart sensors that you can put underneath your sink. So if you are experiencing a leak, you're able to get notified that, you know, you're experiencing a leak. Obviously, like, I think that by the time your place is flooded, you would know that you have a leak, but the idea is you want to catch it before it becomes a flood, right? The other thing is a door sensor. So having door or window sensors is also clutch. This allows you to get notification whether your door is open, which is important in an apartment, I think, because, you know, maintenance can come in and out. Normally, you know, they let you know ahead of time if they're going to be doing that, but you know, it's better to be safe than sorry. So there's those. I also see on the market smart doorbells, so you can see who's at your door. And again, like I mentioned, using the Apple 4K TV, you can view your doorbell from your TV. So you can look to see if it ain't Uber Eats, I ain't opening it. And even with Uber Eats, I don't open it. So comment below if you are the type of person to open the door and receive your meal delivery, or do you just wait until they drive away and then go and open the door? Because I definitely wait until they drive away. Another thing that I'm thinking of getting is inside cameras. Yeah, again, you know, it's better to be safe than sorry. But I've been looking at a few. Aqara has some interesting ones, so I plan to do more research, see which ones I can honestly recommend for my viewers to check out, and so those will be coming in a future video. But for now, that's it. That's all I have for this one. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you got value out of this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Share this with your loved ones, and I'll catch you in another one. Peace.